Two more majors happened this weekend, UFA or Ultimate Fighting Arena 2024 and Umebura SP 11. One major, one premier in that order, and I'm going to be talking about both of them, the top 8s, any stories that happened, what I'm going to be covering in terms of my analysis, and just having a good time. Here, let's go, subscribe. I'm going to be going from the smaller event, UFA first, so I will be going over Umebura second. The timestamps will be in the description if you just want to go to the Umebura one. But just in case, spoilers for these events if you don't know what's about to happen. Krebsele came out back on top in France at UFA with a very dominant run. Didn't have to play Glutony, who just beat him at, Regen, as well as Tarek, who beat him. Kind of avoided those two players, but overall had a good top 8, reverse 3-0ing Super Semi to advance into winners finals, and then double eliminating Siski in winners and grand final set 2. But Siski made it hard. Siski kind of back up on his good stuff. I know he's missed out on a couple top 8s recently, but he did really well. He actually beat Gluto, which is pretty rare for him. He actually double eliminated Gluto in winners semis and losers finals to get second here, which is honestly very impressive. I'll be going over the top 48 a little bit for these players, but I just want to keep going over on this page. Glutony still playing very consistently, third place, double eliminated by Siski. I don't know how difficult that matchup is, but I know obviously Glutony has a good set record versus everyone in Europe that isn't named Krebsele at this point. So yeah, also if you get cringe at me pronouncing the French, or if I'm pronouncing it wrong and you speak French, please let me know. I'm down to learn. Lugi got fourth, had a really explosive set against Super Semi and Rarkyor. I saw his pop-offs. He is insane. I think he also beat Tarek to make it into top 8, but fourth place, very good, only losing to Gluto here. Nator Yu and Super Semi both got fifth. Again, two talented players. Super Semi, the best young link in the world at this point for sure, and Nator Yu, the best Pichu, or him or Yone P, are both the two top Pichus, but you know, it depends on what you value. But Nator Yu is obviously incredible. And then Rarkyor getting his first top 8 in a while with Sora, and I guess he tried Greninja here, but I know he plays mostly Sora. So he made top 8, as well as Orion's Wolf to make it into that top 8. So that was everyone, but let's go into the top 48 to see a little bit more about it. So Siski beat Lorgan, Steve, Nitox's, Lucas, Hope's Hero. Did Hope upset someone? Nope, Hope was just seeded, I guess, to get there. Hope's Hero, which I know that's an annoying matchup, and then reverse 3-0'd Lugi to make top 8 winners, where then he beat Gluto, lost to Krebsele, beat Gluto, beat Krebsele, and then lost to Krebsele in, why did I pronounce it different that time? Krebsele in grand finals, set 2, so amazing run by him. Gluto, in order to get to that top 8 winners side, was he beat Peppo's, Wolf, and Palu, beat Spectral Samus, who's the second best Samus in Europe under Siski, Modzai's Pac-Man, as well as Big Boss's Rob to make that top 8 winners. Lugi, on his way to place this fourth place he got, had to beat Dizay's, Rosalina and Luma, that's a really bad matchup, Entei's Steve, as well as beating Tarek 3-2. These two have gone back and forth for a very long time. I know Tarek had a big pop-off against him, not at Regen, but there was a tournament before that in Europe. I forget which one it was, but I remember seeing a huge pop-off. And then Lugi, after losing to Siski, had to beat Raflo, so really hard bracket for him. Honestly, Tarek having a little bit of a rough time getting 13th here. I did see that he had some fob issues. Again, I personally don't trust fobs. Granted, I don't play GameCube controller anymore, but still. And then Rarkyor had to beat Big Boss to get top 8. So Big Boss, again, the world traveler right now, getting 9th place, which again, very strong for a major. Raflo getting 9th, still an incredibly strong player. Astro's Ness getting 13th. So overall, very strong part of this bracket. But let's hop to the other side of the top 48. Super Semi, in order to make top 8 winners, had to beat Phoenix's Snake, Vongola's Snake, and Min. What a bracket. Space's Aegis. Oh, actually, okay, so we beat Space. Space did really well recently, so that's really impressive. And then also had to beat Andres FN in a 3-0. Andres FN beating Neo. Of course, Neo, I think, was the second seed here, so big win for Andres FN. And Krebsele had to beat Amin, Shanique's Inkling, and Palu, which we just saw Shanique do really well at Regen, so that's very impressive, beating Orion's Wolf and Falco. And then Orion ended up making top 8, and then beating Nator Yu's only Wolf. He just went Wolf, didn't want to go Pichu Steve. That matchup seems awful, so I understand that. Nator Yu, in order to get top 8, beat Pack Slash, Giggles, Solo's Rosalina, and then beat Neo to make the top 8. Oh yeah, I saw that jab lock at the end. Neo getting 9th, beating Space here, beating Leon, but unfortunately not able to make that top 8. Susu doing well. I'm a big fan of Susu Steve. He's crazy technical, so I'm a big fan of that. Orion had to beat Andres FN to make that top 8, and yeah, honestly, a lot of good players here. Crazy. Mezcal he got what, 9th 9th, 13th, 17th, 12th. Mescal got 33rd. He just got top 8 at Regen, so that's honestly crazy. I still need to cover. I'm so behind on videos. It's so hard, but I'm going to be doing more. Bloom Forever, I guess, just went random this tournament. It doesn't look like he went Bayo at all, so question mark. I don't know, guess he wanted to go a silly character, but that's fine. You're allowed to do whatever you want in a tournament. That is going to be it for UFA's coverage, and now let's get into Umebura SP11. Mia's dominance in Japan continues this season, winning another P-tier. He is now on par with Spargo, winning 2 P-tiers each. He was fantastic this tournament, beating Akola in Grand Finals, Snow in Winners Finals, Hurt in Winners Semis, and again, more before, which I will go over. Akola did have an amazing run. He did lose to Snow in top 8 winners. This was Snow's first time beating Akola, but in loser's bracket, beat MK Leo 3-2 with reverse 3-0, beat Zachary 3-0, expanding his winning record on Zachary, one of the most legendary players from Japan and my GOAT, beating Snow 3-1, and then going full Aegis in Grand Finals, beating Mia in set 1, but unfortunately falling in set 2. But again, Akola been very consistent this season. Snow had a breakout performance for him, and he's had a lot of good performances, but third at a P tier is insane, including beating, I know his set before, his like winner's quarter set was versus Raru, someone he struggles versus, so he beat Raru to make top 8, beats Akola, and then unfortunately just loses to Mia and Akola, which is the story of how you do well in Japan. You do very well, and then you lose to those two players. Zachary got 4th. He lost to Kome quite a bit back in the top 48, and they made a long loser's run, and in top 8 that includes Akaki Kusu as well as Hurt, and then falls to Akola here. MK Leo made top 8, shutting up that Cola out of context Twitter account, but he ended up getting 5th. He lost to Hurt in winners, which at like a very weird ending, I remember seeing that, but beat Dora Migi with Meta Knight. He is going the full Meta Knight route apparently, and also tried Byleth versus Akola, and again was up 2-0, but Akola made the necessary adjustments to win, so that was Akola just, you know, again, getting a better win record on MKLeo, also beating him at Supernova. Hurt as well did very good here, made it to winner semis, lost to Mia and Zachary. Again, Zachary very good versus Snake, Mia very good versus Snake, so makes sense to lose to both of those players, and has another good performance under his belt because he also had his Supernova run, and I'm pretty sure did well at the other one as well. Akaki Kusu finished in the top 8. I don't know who he played, but I just see he's in top 8, as well as Dora Migi here, but losing to Zachary and MKLeo respectively. But let's get into the top 48 so we can see the full story of these players. In the top 48, Akola had to beat Chicken and Rocky to make that top 8 winners. Rocky is Steve Main that upset T. Snow, oh my god, he also had to beat Shutone. That's crazy. Shutone obviously coming off of a great performance at Riptide recently. Where did Shutone place? He ended up getting 9th, losing to Dora Migi. Okay, that makes sense. Mia had to beat Akaki Kusu and Dora Migi to make top 8. Again, we are seeing that Game Watch, in my opinion, does do well versus Min Min. At least if you're Mia, I don't know. I've seen also, I guess Meister has lost to a couple of Min Mins, but I think that's just like Game 5 last hit adaptations, and Min Min is a character that if you get the reads, you can do incredibly well. Dora Migi had to beat Kome, who again beat Zachary, so he got that win there. Mia beat him, and then Dora Migi ended up being Shutone to make top 8. Hurt had to beat LA Go. This was supposed to be Yoshidora, but Yoshidora had dropped to Tsuna, the Greninja player, and then Tsuna lost to LA Go, and so Hurt ended up making winner's quarters, where he also beat MK Leo there 3-2, his Joker. MK Leo went full Meta Knight versus Alice's Roy, which is interesting because I thought that he liked Joker versus Roy, but I guess one of the edge guards of Meta Knight, so he went Meta Knight there. And again, MK Leo had to beat Akio's Shulk to make the top 8. Dora Migi had to beat Shutone. Zachary went on a crazy loser run, again lost to Kome quite a while ago, had to beat Gorioka, Tamego, Alice, Masa, and Raki to make that top 8. And Akaki Kusu had to beat Tamapi, who beat Meister, RIP Meister, as well as Carmelo, as well as Daru in that to make top 8. So Raru getting 9th, Rocky getting 9th, Akio getting 9th, and Shutone getting 9th, which is again a hell of a list of players. Kananabe also did well here. Ashimo got, what was it, 9th, 13th, 17th, 25th. Ashimo still staying relatively consistent, but again, Japan is hard. Shida Yuki doing very well, almost beating Shutone game 5. Ken getting 17th, Chicken getting 17th. Akio also upsetting T, so that's very impressive. It's crazy that there's like a different Shulk to do well in Japan, because we normally see like Kome, if anything. Oh my god, there was a Falco Ditto. I want to watch the Falco Ditto if I can do that, because that seems hilarious. Carmelo had a very good run. Honestly, he doesn't usually get quite this far, but ended up losing to Akakikusu. Tama P getting 17th here, but again, beating Meister and Yoshidora, so two very, very good wins here. And Meister's been overall doing fairly consistent in Japan. I think top 8 at a major, got 9th at a different one, and again, 25th here at a premier. But again, these tournaments are incredibly difficult. It is nothing short of, it's just so hard to do well here, and losing to Tama P, which is a matchup that I feel like Tama P just kills these Game & Watch players at 0. So yeah, that is going to be the coverage of Umebura, and that is going to be the coverage for this weekend. So again, if you enjoy these type of videos, please let me know down in the description. Let me know what sets you want to watch. I'm obviously going to be covering Zachary because I love Zachary. I'm going to be covering Leo's run. I'm going to be covering stuff from UFA, probably Siski's run, because I feel like I haven't been covering him in quite some time. Let me know if you guys want to watch Steve, because if you do, I will watch Krebs-Soleil's run, but I know people just generally don't like Steve, but I want to give more shout outs to him because he's right now the best player in Europe. And then there were a ton of sets here at Umebura, as well as the, Meta Knight Leo is back, so that's going to be really fun to cover as well. As always, social media Stride and partner stuff is down below in the description. Sign up for Stride GG, I would appreciate it, and I will see you all next time. Peace.